Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel and welcome back to my Game of Thrones Legends mobile game content. So I'm in the process of doing a Icy Viserion battle right now, and I wanted to just drag you along with me and make you watch. This team right here is performing really well, so I'm quite pleased with the way it acts. Just thought I would share again with you what can be a very good composition to try to use. Sansa helps get brittle really fast, so that is always useful. Trying to get rid of your dragon gems that are counting down on you is always a smart move. Trying to work on matching some green and some blue to keep the birthright train going, and the buff from Sansa, which helps quite a bit. Don't really have a lot of great matches on this board. This mechanic right here does kind of limit you just a little bit, so it can be a little hard to deal with sometimes, but you can usually match them off the board and get them out of your way when you need to. And I don't know that I really had the best board on this one. I kind of started a little bit into the battle, so you didn't get to see the whole thing. But for a 10 skull Icy Viserion, I mean, I'll take that. That's just fine, especially when I'm working with a team that has a 2-star Sansa. So yeah, I'm going to take that all day long. I have Sansa as leader, by the way. It was a tough choice. I need to probably set Aegon as leader, would be a better option. I should have done that from the start, actually. I think the two best leader choices in this team are either Aegon and Aemond, and after looking at both skills, I think Aegon is the better leader for this team. It's not necessary to have Sansa as the leader, but it is pretty key to have her on your team, I think. Especially if you're going to try to work this brittle mechanic. As you see right there, it's already brittle and she's already got tenacity up going. And look at all the buffs and that you got. It's really great. I really like this team for this dragon. Well, I've been trying to focus on trying to get green as a suggestion from one of my members on the Discord. And he told me, he was like, hey man, you really ought to think about trying to match green first instead of always going for blue, to see if you can get Sansa's buff up before everybody dies, because that'll greatly increase the damage output. I normally like to go blue first, but on this board I didn't really have a choice because there just wasn't any blue matches anyway, so yeah, why not? We'll do that. Alright, so let's get the birthright train going. Boom. Let's get Sunfire in there. Sunfire hit for a bunch. I wish they'd slow Sunfire's damage down, because for some reason his damage shows so fast that you can't hardly read it. I don't know why his is like that, and some of the other heroes don't do that. Like Aegon, you could see his damage, and Aemond, you could see his damage, but Sunfire's damage for some reason just is so fast that you can't see it. I knew I couldn't match that gem, but I tried anyway. Well, shoot. I'm not getting anything I want out of this board. I guess red, it's the only option I really got. I didn't want to have to match a color I don't have a hero for. Okay, so if I match green, I can do Sansa. I'll go ahead and do that. They're already pretty low on health, so they're probably going to die pretty quick here in a minute. Yeah, there went most of the team right there. I'd like to have got that blue match off first. Alright, so let's hope for some blue on this board, because I'm going to try to go back to my blue strategy. Okay, there we go. Takes a minute for all of Sansa's buffs to take effect so you can actually make your first move. Boom. Alright, let's try to see what Sunfire's damage is this time. Pay attention. 280,000. Wow. That's really good. That was a crit too, by the way, so in case you're wondering why that was so insane. Okay, let's do Amond. He will do boom. Wow. 160 something K. That's pretty good also. Purple it is, I guess. Got some green out of that one. Sweet. Got Sansa's buff up. Aegon does about 48,000. Didn't match this one in time, so it took effect, and he does his ability on account of it. So that hurt. Man, I don't got a good match on this board. My boards have been okay, but the matches just aren't there for me this time around. Couldn't match that one before it expired either. Let's try to get these strikes in before he hits again. Let's go 3 greens that way. Blue and green. Let's go with this one. Okay, so that's respectable. So I haven't really seen another team do a lot more damage than that. Obviously, if your players are stronger than mine, you will do more damage. Like my Sansa's definitely has room for improvement. My Aegon, my Aemon, my Alicent, and my Sunfire, there's room for improvement on all of them on my team. So most people that have maxed out greens will obviously do a lot more damage than I did. They'll probably do 3, 4, 5 million damage. 1.6 is decent for me, so I'm okay with that. And actually, I'm okay with the amount of damage I did being a little on the lower side, because this dragon has been too easy for our guild. We've had to really hold ourselves back on this one because everybody has the potential to just do way too much damage on this dragon because it's just too easy. I haven't really experimented with any other teams, but I know that there's multiple people in my house that use different teams, and they do just fine with those teams as well. So I think this dragon is just a little bit too easy, and I imagine that eventually it will get tuned a little bit. But I don't know, they may not, because Drogon is kind of the same for us as well. Drogon is typically very easy for us also, and they never did do anything about that. So it's possible that they just won't do anything about it. I see a lot of people in a lot of guilds saying, oh my god, Icy Viserion is so rough, it kills me so easy, but I'm just not seeing it. I don't know what they're using as far as their team or what their strength is or what skull level they're at, but we're at max level, and I'm telling you it's too easy. So I don't know, whatever. Developers can tweak it and make it stronger. That'd be great for me, because then I wouldn't have to worry about people in my house not being able to get an opportunity to hit because it's too weak. So that would be great, because that's always a pain point for me as a leader, to have to try to ask my heavy hitters to hold back so that everybody can get a chance. I hate to have to do that, because the game's mechanics aren't designed around letting people play. They're designed around having to hold people back, it always seems like. And I hate to have that discussion with my house members because I want them to be able to, you know, go all out and go ham and have fun and do the best damage they can. But unfortunately, when that happens, people get to a place where they can't get to participate. So this is one of the deals that pops up today. It's a $300 deal for me. Personally, I'm not going to buy it because I don't have that kind of money. That's ridiculous. Yeah, there is a lot of shards in there, but I'm just not feeling this deal. I'm sorry. I can't recommend this deal because the cost is just too high. Let's look at some of the other summons that are available right now. Right now you have your Targaryen Dragon Egg Hunt. It has a triple legendary rate, and a lot of my people have been doing this one and having a lot of good results with it. What the heck, I think I'm going to throw one in right now just for fun. I've got 2,900 gold. It's 2,250. I'm going to go ahead and do one just for the video. I was going to save my gold and not participate in this one, even though it is a good deal, but because I am at a place where I need a bunch of Dany to get to the next level, and I need a bunch of Rhaenyra to get to the next level. So realistically, with just one pull, I didn't see myself getting there, so that's kind of why I shied away from doing it, honestly. So I am going to, I guess I'm just going to do one for the video just for kicks, you know, just so you guys can see what an average result seems to be like. I don't expect to have insane luck because my luck hasn't been that great lately. So let's go and let's see how it goes. Let's go. Big lucky, come on. I can't believe I just spent 2,200 gold. And that's all I got. Wow. Man, I'm not happy with the summons in this game anymore. I'm just going to tell you that. It just feels like they're not worth it. Well, if you have the gold, there you go. There's you one. And if you're a free-to-play player that's been struggling to get Rhaenyra, I mean, this is a really good choice for you to try to get some more of her, because it's something you may have. If you've been hoarding your gold for a while, you might be able to make 5-6 of these pulls, and you could possibly get enough to get her up to her 5-star level where she really shines in conjunction with Stannis. Obviously at a 6-star is the best combo in the game, I think, honestly. So that one could be a really good one for you. I'm not going to participate anymore, obviously, because I don't have any more gold and I'm not going to buy any. So yeah, the Winterfell summon is going on right now. It's obviously part of the Battle of the Bastards event that's going on. If you have any of those tokens, this is always a great one to do. You have the choice to choose from these 4 heroes to set as your pity timer guy. I've currently got mine set at Tormund because I really like Tormund. He's a very useful character as an AoE, and he is useful still for me sometimes in my teams. When I need a good purple AoE, I usually slot Tormund in. The dynamic duo is up right now, Tyrion and Bronn. This could be a really good one for a lot of people because Tyrion and Bronn have some insane combo capability. So if you choose to pull on this one, good on you. You know, this is a decent summon, and it can be worth your tokens if that's what you're needing. The Wedding for the Ages with Joffrey and Marjorie, I mean, for green tokens, I can find better. Marjorie can be good in a raid team, but it just takes so much work to get her there, and for greens, I'm not really gonna recommend this one. Survivors of the Watch, if you still try to use Jon Snow and Ghost in a ice team against dragons possibly, or use Jon Snow in a raids team, this one could be okay, but it's green tokens again, and neither one of them are really the meta in anything, so I can't really recommend that one either. It's just if you want to type of thing. The Exile to Essos is got Viserys and Jorah in it. I mean, fire teams really aren't the meta for anything, and Jorah as a free cities, maybe if they rework the free cities, he'll be worth going after, but right now for green tokens, I really can't recommend this one either. The normal purple token summon is on the green right now at the making of this video. You have the ability to get Brienne or Marjorie. Brienne has been in a lot of teams lately I've seen that do really well, but the problem with Brienne is in those teams is she needs to be a very high star level. So if you don't have her at a very high star level, it may not perform for you like what you see some people make content on that are whales that have their Brienne up to like 7 stars. Of course those are going to perform for them, but for the rest of us it's just not really the greatest thing in the world. Daily summons, obviously you want to do these always whenever you get these tokens. You can see I have none because I stay on top of this. The reason being is I'm always trying to pump up my Viserion shard total because I like to do these times 10 on the dragons always whenever I can, because I am holding out for the hope that one day the dragons will be important. So yeah, so that's a breakdown on your summons that you have available, what's good in my opinion and what's not. And then this was just basically a little Icy Dragon thing. Let's just look at where I'm at for my build plan. I'm doing really good on my iron miners. I've got my last 2 going up to max level right now, and then I'll have all my iron miners maxed out. I have all my farmers maxed out at this point. And then as soon as I get done with this, I'm going to go into working on maxing out my silver miners. I needed to get my iron miners maxed out first before I tackled the silver miners, because the silver miners take a huge amount of iron to upgrade each. So that's going to be a big choke point for me whenever I start to work on them. It's going to slow me down to the point that I'm probably only going to be able to have 1 upgrading at a time. So that's kind of where you get when you get to this level, when you get level 25 fortress and start to get all your stuff capped out. You kind of get to a point where it really slows down to a crawl for you because of iron, because what you've got left is your silver miners, because usually everybody's going to have their farmers max first because the food is such an issue right now. So people usually have these done first, and then you'll realize you need to go to iron miners next, because the cost to level max out your silver miners is insane. But silver is not really that big of a deal anymore with the advent of the tower, because the tower gives you a ton of silver. The Crown's Challenge mechanic gives you a ton of silver, so that helps out with that. So thank you for watching my content today. Can't do a red tower either. I appreciate you being here. Appreciate you watching my Game of Thrones Legends content. If this video entertained you at all, think about subscribing to my channel, please. I appreciate that. That really helps. Hit that like button so that it can get pushed out to a wider audience. I'm trying to grow my channel, and your help with that would be very much appreciated. Tick that notification bell so you don't miss whenever I make content. If you're interested in this game and interested in the content I make, then by all means hit that bell so that you can know when I make any further videos in the future. Hope you have a good weekend. Got some cool things coming up soon. Don't forget that your Crowns Challenge starts in 3 days. You'll be able to do that. And just keep an eye on your trials for good trials to do so that you can get those sweet, sweet resources. And I will see you in another video about Game of Thrones Legends coming soon. Have a good weekend. Peace.